Welcome to an all new episode of FR Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Fluck.
I am Eric Richardson.
Wednesday Night Dash debuted this week, but we'll get into that a little bit later in the show. But let's do our run through of real racing first. IndyCar, Scott McLaughlin dominates this
Yeah, I
week.
watched that race. That was wild.
Portland.
No one could touch him.
No, he was just flawless all day. I mean, what did he lead? Like 105 out of 110 laps or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, only because he had to pit and it cycled.
Yeah. It's just like he couldn't run a more perfect race, and he was great.
Amazingly, that thing was almost caution free, if not for VK.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all
Johnson
about.
into the wall.
Yeah, and I guess he did that to somebody in practice the other day too, around that same spot. But yeah, I wasn't winning many friends that weekend.
No, not at all.
I also don't understand, why is that track not in iRacing?
Interesting. It's not, is it?
No, it's not, and it's been
It
around.
looks like a fun track.
I think so. I mean, it's been around for quite a while. I mean, it's got a pretty good history. I think should be, but
Hey, iRacing, let's add Portland.
Let's get Portland added. I mean, we got everything else on the schedule. I guess we don't have St. Pete either.
I wonder if there's a licensing thing that they just can't go in and scan it yet, or some hold up.
Priorities, probably. I mean, they just released Indy this week.
Yeah, new scans.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's an oval. Not much has changed in the track, but let's just say it doesn't look 10 years old anymore, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to get out and check out the new scan of it.
The bigger story there, which actually, we're off topic. Let's get back. we get
off topic so quick.
Yeah, we get off topic so quick. But on the NASCAR front, Erik Jones has the win. Kyle Busch was leading, and then his car decided to blow up, and
the fans were they were happy. They showed their pleasure in a variety of ways, which was hilarious to see on TV.
And Kevin Harvick's car caught on fire. It was an eventful race.
He had some interesting words for NASCAR, and seen a lot of drivers.
Was it about
really complaining about the car?
It was the car, and then it seemed like it took a long time for a yellow to come out there. I mean, his car was on fire a good 10-15 seconds before they brought out the yellow.
Yeah, he was cooking pretty good as he was climbing out, and I mean, it still took a while.
His car was on fire before he brought it to a stop. Like, you could see the flames underneath. I mean, it's obviously it's a new car. There's kinks to work out every time this happens, but it looks like NASCAR's got some work cut out for them.
Yeah, and listening to drivers, a lot of them are talking about just how they're cheaply made. So the way the cost doesn't run away, and we're seeing the effects of a cheap car potentially. And a lot of them are talking about these are the hardest hits they've taken in their careers in this new next gen.
Well, and you look at Kurt Busch as a good example for that. You don't too often see a driver have to miss extended time for a concussion. I mean, they've generally been pretty good over the years. I mean, I recall Dale Jr. missed an extended period of time towards the end of his career. He had some concussion issues, but you don't see a lot of concussions. And then Kurt Busch takes a hard lick at Pocono. And I mean, like we said previously, I don't think he's going to race this year. There's no reason to.
Well, and it's pretty good and significant too when you give up a playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
With how coveted they've been.
And then they move Bubba Wallace into Kurt Busch's car for the rest of the season. I mean, it's just, we hope he gets better. I mean, concussions are nothing to joke about, and the more you got to take it seriously. And it's like, this is your brain, and if you don't take care of it properly and you don't give it the proper time to heal, I mean, we've seen in football with like CTE, for example, and these guys get to their 60s and 70s years old after beating the crap out of each other for 10 years playing football. They don't know where they are half the time. They can't complete a sentence. Like, it's
I've
serious.
Had a couple significant concussions too, and a few smaller ones. So even with that, I'm not a pro football player, race car driver, but I'm still a little leery. And
I played soccer as a kid, and you know, they actually in youth soccer now, they do not teach headers until you're older.
Yep.
And
So you get proper technique.
yeah, and let your brain develop and your body develop a little bit more. And I mean, I was 6, 7, 8 years old practicing headers, and it's just like, I mean, I don't have much in here to destroy people. But
Still wish Kurt Busch all the best,
yep.
and want to see him back out on track here soon.
Where are they going this week?
You know, I actually don't even know.
I forget.
I'm still stuck on how awesome it was to see Erik Jones win at
Yeah,
Darlington.
you got the 43
50 years after the 43 wins with the King, and just how awesome it is for a non-playoff person to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's
that makes it even better.
Kansas, they're going to Kansas this week.
That's right. That'll be fun.
And that's where we're going for Wednesday Night Dash next week. So hey, that was a coincidence. I wasn't looking at the schedule when I
yeah, we kind of goofed on that one. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's like I realized we put 2 1.5-mile tracks at the front end, and then we put 2 short tracks at the end, or 2 miles. We finished with Iowa and Milwaukee mile. I'm like, oops, didn't really think that one through. But
I was short, but I did the IR18 there.
Yeah, you did.
Drives like a speedway. So it's fun. It's a fun track.
I haven't taken a car out into Milwaukee yet, and I really need to start practicing for Mid Ohio in 2 weeks. I mean, that's if Hunter doesn't kick all our butts, I'm going to say it right now. Hunter is going to win that race. As long as nobody takes him out, he's going to win that race.
It's going to be interesting to see how the GT3 guys do on that.
Yeah,
myself included. We ran that a few weeks ago.
Hey, speaking of GT3, congratulations! Your Instagram crash had broke 20,000 views today.
Hey, I might have to go Bo and Luke a few more times.
And I put that theme on there, and I'm just like, these reels are a crapshoot. Like the one we put up at the beginning of this week is done like 400, but then I woke up this morning to 150 new likes on that video. That's like 2 weeks old. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, we like tripled up our this week's post on one that's 2 weeks old.
As of the recording of this, we recorded this Wednesday night after Wednesday Night Dash. It has 22,322 Instagram plays.
That's 2,000 more since earlier today.
762 likes. I was just saying the other day, I'm like, hey, this thing has almost 500 likes. Now we're pushing 800.
Hey, if being a good driver doesn't take off, maybe I just gotta Dukes of Hazzard everything, and
I mean, the clip
come up
turned
with
out,
new style.
The camera angle turned out really well. I mean, this was some of these crashes, they don't fit very well, but this one worked.
The best is when you just see it fly across the window out of nowhere.
And I put it in slow motion too, but all of a sudden you just see here comes the FR Racing logo right across.
I like that you see the grass and dirt bouncing off the hood. Oh, so good.
Last topic before we switch. Formula One, Max Verstappen wins again. Yeah.
That's a broken record now.
Yeah.
And Ferrari miscues again.
Yeah.
That's another broken record.
When you pit for tires, we only want 3 tires. Oh, wait. No, just kidding.
I thought you ran on 2, so hey. I wonder if I could be a chief engineer on that team. I might be smart enough.
I'm drawing a blank. The Ferrari principal, that guy with the crazy hair and the black glasses. The other night, I after I dried my hair in the shower, I had my glasses on. I'm like, wow, I kind of look like that guy. Apparently, that's all he needs to do for his hair. But anyway, Ferrari's a mess. Lewis Hamilton was pissed at his strategist.
Ooh, I like Ferrari too, but man, what is going on there?
Oh man, if this
we talked the other day, is this coincidence or just what's going on?
It's like it has to be incompetence at this point. I mean, it's unbelievable. It can't be that deliberately that bad.
Now, I don't know if this is real or not, but I saw something out there on social media. I believe 1% of what's out there, but did the Ferrari trailer actually catch on fire on the way to the next track?
I feel like it did, but it wasn't. I thought that was a few weeks ago that it caught up. Hendricks had Motorsports had a fire. I want to say William Byron's hauler caught on fire a while back earlier this season too.
I did see that. That's right.
Yeah, well, Ferrari's a mess, and Lewis Hamilton was upset at his race strategist, and he was finishing on, he finished fourth, and as he's finishing, he thanked the race engineers and the pit team for giving him a good car to work with, but not the strategist.
No,
he was
be gracious in winning and gracious in defeat.
he was upset. Like, he's the most like polite upset person I think I've ever seen. But I think British people in general are very polite upset. Like, can be very polite when they're also upset at the same time. There's just this culture thing. There's a James Corden did a prank of David Beckham a few years ago when they were unveiling a statue of him, and they made this really bad looking phony statue, and David Beckham was like, you could tell he was really, really upset about it, but he was so polite about it. He's like, I don't want to offend you, but it's just like, you could see he's like, he was really, really upset. But I don't know. Anyway.
We got Audi coming in a few years, and maybe Colton Herta jumping
that's
over to F1.
Yeah, he's got his super license. He's got a deal pending a waiver for super license, and I still don't.
What AlphaTauri?
Yeah, I still don't fully understand the exemption. I mean, he doesn't have. You have to get points from your, based on like finishing position, and you have to have 40 points to qualify. He's gonna have, if assuming the standings hold and project the way they will, he's gonna have 32. So he's not gonna qualify for that super license, and they're trying to appeal on some exemption that I don't know what exactly it is. I mean, it's kind of dumb because, if you're not in F2, F3, F4, they seriously stack it against you. Falling further down. If you don't win the like if you won the IndyCar championship, you get 40 points right there for it and would instantly qualify. So like, for example, Alex Palou, he could qualify for a super license, and there's been rumors of him flirting with F1 for a while.
Well, it'll be interesting if maybe Andretti Autosport is who's gonna jump into that Audi, and maybe this is their segue. Can Herta run, and maybe some craziness happens. I'm just spitballing an idea right there.
And just it's this European good old boys club of all these companies, and they're very reluctant in wanting, they basically, the head of FIA made some comment about Americans, and it was just like, it was kind of snobby, but whatever. But you look at it, I mean, all the teams I think are European based now. There was an India team a few years back that I forget. Did they make him Alfa Romeo? There was a team that had Indian owner. Oh no, it was Aston Martin. They were like team. It was like Force India or something like that, and then Aston Martin came in, and Lance Stroll's dad basically bought the team.
And that's how you get a ride.
That's how he has his ride. Allegedly.
We have no proof. We're not saying anything.
Yeah, and and Lance, we'd love to have you on the show to talk about Formula One. I'm done trashing. We'd love to have you come on.
Yeah, anyway, just talk about your journey and experience in the various levels of racing, and
you still have
knowledge.
You still have to qualify for the super license. He did. I mean, he doesn't have an exemption. He got a super license. On that note, Wednesday Night Dash, we kicked off this week, Chicagoland Speedway. I have actually driven a old Indy car on that track before in real life. About 160 miles an hour, I think I peaked at. I mean, it's such a weird thing to be driving in an oval that, I mean, it's slower than like what modern Indy cars do on purpose, because I had a 20-minute safety orientation, and then they're like, all right, go.
There you go. Have fun.
And
I want to do
you,
that at some time.
you basically you had a what they did is they hooked an ATV up to the back of the car. And what the ATV would do is they would push you to get you started and get you, up to speed, and then you'd have to shift one time. And then it was basically like driving an automatic around the track. Um, and
It's still pretty cool driving IndyCar on
yeah,
the
oh,
track.
for sure. I've got video of it. What they did was they put these white markers on the track. Like, this looks like a little white rectangle. And basically they said just follow in between the lines, ease off into the turns, and if you wreck, stay put unless the car's on fire. And I did not wreck the car. It was like 160 miles an hour or something like that was my time. And it was weird getting out of that car and then going back to my personal vehicle and then driving like 30 miles an hour off the track. They talk
This
about
is so slow.
highway hypnosis. I'm like, I'm not even moving. But ARCA cars, iRacing updated today, and they changed the graphics texture for the ARCA car. So people who had to race tonight were very upset because the car did not look correct.
There's a headlight in the middle of the dash or the grill.
Yeah, yeah, and then my tail light was where my front left headlight should be. My logo on the hood was like slanted off to the side. Um, Trading Paints only had a day or two heads up about it, which is kind of crappy. So they said they're working on converting the textures over, but that's going to take a few days to get that done. And people who build their paints by hand, like you, for example, or these guys who make this whole business in painting cars, they got a lot of work to do to get this stuff cleaned up. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it looks good. It just sucks that's they couldn't give more warning or put the template out early to allow people to start working on it. And
Yeah, I finished up the car I was going to run for the season, I think Monday night, and expecting to run it. I
couldn't
was
use it.
excited to get it out there,
Couldn't use
and
it.
I was looking too. I think I have to come up with a brand new paint scheme because I don't see the same template,
It,
at least in iRacing.
yeah, it's there now. I threw mine together in trading. I bought a Trading Paints membership, and I quickly, in about 10 minutes, threw together a paint that I'm not happy with. I liked my other car much better, but what can
Yeah, I
you?
tossed out the rough color scheme I'm going to be using, and I actually tossed the Extreme Sim Racing logo
Yeah, hey,
on.
that's good plug for them. Now that we're working with them, we're working with Majors Garage, who, of course, we picked the season that they don't have configs for the ARCA. But moving forward next year, when we get back into IndyCar and Next Gen and trucks or whatever we end up doing, we'll be powered by Majors Garage.
Now I'll be writing about it here a little bit later, but I did the IR18 at Indianapolis majors, and just in a quick 5 lap run, I had a good almost 3/10 of a second difference
And that's
on the
awesome.
different configuration. And
Makes
if you do that over a 500-mile race there, that's some significant time.
Yeah, for sure. And they're very affordable. Like they'll put out tweaks periodically, and they have a subscription based model, or you can buy like a one time. There's a free model, and then there's an even more like tuned version, and it's like $3 or something like that. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, you get
it'll
the baseline plus for just free, and then you get one that's even a little more tuned, a little bit more data pack to it for $3.
yeah, I mean $3. I mean, with all the money we're spending on this, $3 is nothing. $3 times everything else,
Adds up, but hey,
and hey, we're having fun.
as you start getting into those A and B licenses and those open configuration races, it comes in handy.
So finishers, Caden wins again. He's really good at the 1.5 tracks.
He was strong.
He led all 65 laps tonight.
We had one of our newcomers coming in
Yeah,
second.
Tyler Vickery. He joined at literally the very last second. He messaged me like 2 hours before the race started saying, "Hey, I want in. Can I get in?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely you can." And we didn't go through our usual onboarding process just because of time. We'll get back there and do that later. But hey, welcome Tyler. Brian McKinney, who raced in our recruiting races, joined the league with us, so we're excited to have him. He finished third tonight. Scott McCarris, who Kendall actually knows personally and has raced with at Highline. He dropped down to race with us, so he unfortunately got into an early incident.
I think there was like 5 or 6 cars maybe that got tangled up in the early run and got a couple laps back.
It's hilarious from my standpoint because like I know the mistake I'm making. I just can't figure out how to stop it or like how to get around it. And I'm just so slow out there. But then like I'll be behind, I'll be running like way down, and then all of a sudden here I come around a turn and here's like 5 cars piled up into the grass that I just do Sunday drive right through. And you know
I'm
what?
hoping I just need to put a race together. I have one little mistake, not even a big one, but I end up having to pit or something and get a couple laps down.
You
That
didn't even get
was
charged. You didn't even get charged an incident count for that.
nope. I had 0 incidents. The wheel tonight was kind of pulling to the right when I got up by the wall, so I don't know if I was getting
Yeah.
pushed a little.
Well, and the other thing too with the ARCA cars, and I've in my research here, is they said you do not like with an IR18, like you want to run up as close to the wall as you can, but because of like the aerodynamics of this ARCA car, if you get up too close to the wall, your car's just gonna you're just gonna lose it. And probably what I haven't watched your incident
It's
yet. I'll have to correct.
probably what
But
happened.
that's probably what happened. So they
And I
actually
was
tell
in a
you,
little bit dirty air to
yeah,
start.
yep. And so on the ARCA cars, they actually tell you to come out from the wall just a little bit. And a lot of times there's like there's a little bit of a groove in a lot of these tracks, just a little off the wall. And when you're running on a backstretch or something like that, they actually say run that groove, don't run the wall. And you shouldn't have any incidents.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that adjustment here as we move forward and
So
see what that does.
So there you go. Hopefully you learned something today listening to us. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up this week. We'll be back next Wednesday night, Kansas, 10:15 p.m. Eastern time on Stadium Scene TV. And you got anything else coming up?
Um, nothing really. Just
Oh,
getting ready for some more Wednesday night dash, and
I want to get
I
in
gotta get
and
in Talladega here with the
well, actually,
IndyCar,
I'm
NASCAR, and ARCA cars
you're
on the same track.
you're gonna be a little bummed to find out that the track changes every day.
Oh,
But the good news is you might
ooh,
have
what
another
tracks are
chance.
coming up?
All right. So this is called like the ridiculous schedule or something like that.
Yep.
Um, ridiculousness. Okay, so today it is, yeah, you get your IR18 Indy car, your next gen, your 3 next gen cars, and your ARCA car all on the same track together. Today they are, or Wednesday, they're at Daytona. Thursday, they're going to Iowa.
Okay, I'm racing that one.
Friday, they go to today, Indianapolis Road Course. Saturday, they're back to Talladega. Sunday, they're Daytona. And then Monday to close out the week 13 on the Indianapolis Oval, but the 2009 version. 2009, really? It was. I thought the paint or the scan was a little bit more recent than that, but I guess that makes
Oh,
sense.
we're gonna have some fun.
So yeah, and it was hilarious. I went and watched one today. I didn't have time to join, but I went and I watched. And so you have Talladega, you have these, or wait, no, it was Daytona today. And you have these cup cars all, packed together. And then you have like this one lone Indy car that gets like caught up in the middle of the pack. And so it's like trying to hold with the draft with a bunch of next gen NASCARs. And then you've got the ARCAs kind of mixed in, just really squirrely around the track as they usually are. And the problem that they ran into is these Indy cars, when they get themselves free, they take off, and they were way, way faster. But the problem is they'd come back around to lap the NASCARs and the ARCA cars, and then they get caught in the traffic. And almost every single Indy car got taken out trying to lap the NASCARs.
Oh,
It was, I was just sitting here in front of my monitor watching this, and I'm just dying laughing at this thing. And I'm just like, this is so stupid.
Iowa might be really fun to watch.
Oh, can you imagine that? Just cram all that onto oh.
I think if we have time, we need to do a DJ and Eric call your race with one of those
So,
in
all right.
Iowa.
So the schedule for this tomorrow, it's at the bottom of every hour, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, and so on. So yeah, I think we might need to just this is gonna be a train wreck. Holy crap.
So I'll either jump in and you can call the race I drive, or we can just both jump in and
I think we
have
just
a
both
grand old time.
just jump in and watch this, because this is gonna be a mess. And then yeah, Friday, today, sorry, we recorded this another day. Yeah, Friday, Talladega. On that note, I think we need to wrap.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
At FR Racing Online, frracing.com. Watch Wednesday Night Dash. Come race with us. Hang out at our Discord. We got a lot of good
We're
stuff going
fun.
on.
We don't bite.
No, we don't. Got GT3 stuff coming up, NASCAR, IndyCar. We're here to have some fun, learn a few things, share what we learn with you, and it's going well. So thank you, everybody. Eric, you want to plug the Rogue Energy real quick?
Yeah, had a nice Labor Day sale that get a tub. I picked up some strawberry kiwi, got a free shaker, so picked up the nice blue and pink one.
Oh, nice.
Then since I have too many, I also got my orange and black, and I have my glow in the dark one that's a little bit smaller.
Where's my shaker? I think mine's downstairs.
So check out Rogue Energy,
Yeah.
sugar-free, gluten-free.
FR Racing Online, save 10% at checkout.
Yeah. It tastes good too.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. Oh man. And if you're not big into energy and the excessive amounts of caffeine, the hydration, there's 3 different flavors of hydration powder. Get those electrolytes replenished. Still summertime, sort of.
I'm trying to quick check here, but I'm not seeing it. Forget what the caffeine count is.
It's a lot. And they also have an extreme, which I tried one extreme a couple hours after having a cup of coffee.
Good luck.
Didn't go well. I mean, it was good. It was great stuff, but man,
I think they bill that more as pre-workout. So if you're looking at hitting the gym, extreme may be your route.
Yeah, and it's like, when I was 18 and I drank 4 Red Bulls in one evening, that wasn't a good idea. And closing it on 40 extreme caffeine, really not good. So anyway,
Please be smart.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for watching and listening in.